Hey everybody, this is Justin Branham from MasterFiddle.com. In this lesson, we're going to work on some Joe Venuti style licks over the chord progression for Sweet Georgia Brown. So let's get started. Our first lick that fits over a D7 chord sounds like this. And this has got a bunch of really good characteristic Joe Venuti isms in it. The bowing, we've got two-note slurs on a lot of the notes. We're playing arpeggios in a rhythmically creative way and a little ornamentation later on in the lick. Just basic chord tones. And so a lot of Joe Venuti's style, I think, can be summarized just by this lick, playing arpeggios and some of the ways that we're sliding into notes, and the two-note slurs are good takeaways. So the first thing we're going to do is a two-note slur up in third position. We're going to slide into our first finger on the A string on a D note. And I'm going to go to a third finger on the A string on an F sharp note on that same down bow slur. Okay, so I'm still in third position, and these are the root and third of the chord over D7. That's the first chord in Sweet Georgia Brown. And when I start it, my attack is pretty hard, so I'm coming down hard, but I'm pulling my bow pretty fast. So you get that bite, but it's kind of softened because I'm starting to pull the bow really fast as soon as I hit the string. So it's almost like kind of a crash bow that comes down, and then I pull faster, which kind of lessens the impact just a little bit. And on up bows and down bows, that's a good way to emulate Joe Venuti's style. The next one, if you've got time, if it's at a slower tempo especially, you can do the same thing on the up bow slur here, which is also two notes. And that's another, the two-note slurs are characteristic of his style too. So we've got a first finger on the E string playing A note in third position to a fourth finger on the E string playing a D note. And that's an up bow slur. So we're going to do that again. We're going to do it one more time. The bowing is going to be a little different this time because we're going to go somewhere else. We're going to do all that on a down bow, so that was 1, 3, 1, 4. All in third position on the A and E strings. And on that third one, where we did all down, got a little walk down there on the scale. We're going to hit that D note again on an up bow with our fourth finger on the E string playing that D note. And I'm just going to extend that up, kind of, it's a finger extension really, into fourth position to a E harmonic on the E string. So I'm just barely touching that E string with my fourth finger to get that harmonic to sound out. Back to third position, I'm out of that extension with my third finger on the E string playing a C natural, that's the seventh of the chord. So we just played the ninth of the chord with that E harmonic, then to the seventh of the chord, and that was on a down bow actually. Then fourth finger on the E string playing a up bow on a D note, and then I'm going to slide into a B note with my second finger on the E string on a down bow, and then up bow, first finger on the E string playing an A note. So the basic chord tones are D, F sharp, and A. We're also playing a B note, which is the 13th or 6th of the chord, a C natural, which is the 7th of the chord, and an E, which is the 9th of the chord. Those are all upper extensions of a basic D7th chord. The C is the 7th, so we could look at that as just a basic chord tone if we think of it as a 7th chord. And so not a lot going on here harmonically other than just playing chord tones with a couple of non-chord tones thrown in, but just the phrasing is what really makes it sound like Joe Venuti. And this is something he actually did that I kind of reworked to put into this tune. So it's a phrase that he definitely used, but it's one that you could use over D7. I can move it over to the D string and play it over G7. Over C. So there's a couple of spots where it works great. Because of that harmonic, it might not work too well if we move it to a more closed position key that doesn't have that harmonic. but you could possibly do a finger extension. So let's say over B flat, I just jumped up to grab that finger extension and actually push the note down to get the ninth of the chord there instead of playing a harmonic. It sounds good with the harmonic, but you don't have to do that. So that's a movable lick, and we're also in the shape that Joe Venuti used a lot, with the first finger kind of acting